the 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille O'Neal here. Got Kenny the Jet Smith here for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away at Bankers Life Fieldhouse, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. We've seen some really solid play from this Bucks team recently. Their win streak now stands at 7 straight with no signs of letting up. Playing with a great energy right now. We'll see if they can get it to 8. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now.
I never.
But the makeup of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan. I have to trust that my teammate's going to be there. And I'm going to do it regardless if he misses his assignment 1 or 2 times. That's the trust you have to have.
Ernie, you know why I like drinking Shaq Fu Punch?
Why?
Because it's about finding the right mix. So in basketball terms, it's about coaches, star role players. Everything has to be working together. That's why these guys can be great.
I can't believe that you just promoted one of your products into discussion of what it takes to become a champion in the NBA.
I wasn't really promoting. I was just giving you a Shaqnology.
That's his 12th promotion. I'm going to start promoting things.
I'm not promoting the Shaqnologies. Mm-hmm. You know what? I won't say nothing else about myself or any product I'm endorsing. Man up, you two.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. So glad you could join us on this Saturday night. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And guys, you've seen it. Happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Baca is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Klay Thompson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Lillard in at the 1. The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the night right here.
Taking 2 shots.
He's off on the first. Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
Good on the second free throw.
And, you know, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off of back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
Here's Shorty. On the wing, Dang. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's G, and the rejection by Ibaka. And so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. And so it's Indiana with it. That shot a little beyond his normal range.
And really, it's going to be more of a reload than a rebuild situation for the Pacers. You would have to imagine their goal isn't just to get back to the playoffs, but to get back to being a conference final participant.
Here's Thompson after Indiana gets the 3. Back to Lillard. Clock at 6. Fires from 14. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2. And the Pacers with possession here. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team.
And last year, an entertaining season series between the two ended up battling to a draw.
Well, you look at these teams, evenly matched, similar capabilities. That makes for exciting games. We'll see if that's the case tonight.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. The screen from Thompson. Outside Leonard. There's the 3, and that one's good. Leonard's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Dang against Thompson. Pass to Short. And the rejection by Love to the inside. Leonard kicks to Lillard. Here's Love. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Here's G. His last outing, he had 18 points. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Favors passes to Shorty. Shot clock at 6. And the Pacers another 3.
Yeah, poor job defensively, giving him such a clear look at the basket from 3-point range.
Now here's Lillard. Not a lot of room. Now Thompson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Lillard left side. Lets it go with a 3. That falls. Great assist by Love. Lillard's got 5.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Pacers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Favors with the screen. G dishes to Favors. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And check out the bounce.
Oh, bounce to the ounce. Clark, how about that?
Yeah.
All right,
You
showing
said
him
it,
off
Kevin.
right there. Good move.
You said it, my man. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen.
Now here's Lillard. 5 points in the game. Love outside. Thompson for the triple. And another 3 for Milwaukee. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
And remember Klay Thompson's father, Michael Thompson, a former #1 pick out of Minnesota. Growing up, he was the smallest of his brothers and thereby took his lumps when they played hoops. But he said that challenge helped him to develop into the player he is today.
Now here's Ennis. Leonard brings the double team. Smart with the ball. Working on Thompson. Smart misses.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
And Klay Thompson, born into an athletic family. His father, the former #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. And Clark, his mom, was a Division I volleyball player.
And, you know, Thompson, despite those genes, was not a highly recruited player out of high school. Grew up in UCLA's backyard, but ended up playing college ball at Washington State. They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Ennis kicks to Young. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Oh, without question. I mean, when you get it, when he gets it in that tight and that close, that's easy. Real easy.
Now here's Lillard. 5 points in the game. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Lillard's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Ibaka comes with the double team. Indiana moving it around. Dang gets a wide open look, and Indiana another 3.
Well, if you like offense, that's what you're getting here early on.
This has a little bit of playground feel to it, fellas. I mean, forget about defending. Just outscore the other team. Let it fly.
And Derek Favors, known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills. Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is to how far, Greg, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the fact that he has the talent that can be built upon and improved. One big factor will be injuries. That's the big X factor that determines so many more careers than desire. Talent and commitment, you need to stay on the court.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Ennis out there with G. Then it's Young. Then there's Favors. And it's Smart in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers. First free throw is good. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Shorty, he's checked in for the Pacers.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
tries to save it. The pass to Shorty. Thompson comes to the double team. 6 to shoot. Kicks to G. From beyond the arc. Love grabs the board.
You know, you talk about Smart's lackluster field goal percentage. Once he gets more comfortable with his ball handling and adjusts to the length in the NBA, I think he'll convert more at the basket. That'll also create more drive and dish chances for him as well.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Korver kicks to Robinson. The 8-footer. And that's good off the glass that time. Robinson's got it all tied up now for the Bucks. Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Shorty. Smart wide open. He fires. Off target from outside.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
And when he's open like that, you don't see him miss those looks very often.
Here's Young. Right through the D for the layup. And the Pacers lead by 2.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Now here's Evans. 9-point game his last outing. Pass to Korver. 4 on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. The wing jumper off target.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And that one's good.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
And here's Young. After Kyle Korver hitting the 3, shots good from Young.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it. And, you know, the Bucks took a nice step by making it to the playoffs last season, but their ultimate goal is to win the division. They'll need to play better against the rest of the division in order to do that.
So the Bucks, their last game, a win against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
Everyone knows about the Paul George injury from last year and how it affected the Pacers. He said almost the entire season, and there was no doubt they missed it.
Yeah, and when George came back, Kevin, the Pacers got hot, but they had to put him on a minutes limit. And it wasn't just George, though. The team as a whole had a lot of injuries during the course of the season.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Harrell's checked in. Here's Shorty. Here's G. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
And, you know, as you said, the Pacers did have problems with injuries. The team roster missed 219 games due to injury. So compare that to the 69 games missed by the Pacers in 2014. Big difference.
Here's G after Tyreke Evans has scored. Favors with the screen. Here's G. Offensive rebound on the wing. Dang. Shorty the pass to Favors. Here's G.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Evans dishes to Robinson. Outside for Korver. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Now it's a 6-point Milwaukee lead.
And really, guys, the most telling part of the Pacers' injury troubles was this. Had to use 15 different starting lineups over the course of the season. Just hard to stay consistent and competitive when you are always replacing an injured player in the lineup.
And that one's good. Bucks leading by 4. Evans kicks to Robinson. Got a hand on it. 1:24 left in the first half of the game. On the wing, Dang. He shoots again, and the layup is good.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number one for them right now.
Robinson. Evans kicks to Robinson. Outside Korver. Off target from three-point range. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's G. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Ball's knocked loose. Out to the right wing. Ennis passes to G. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. The Bucks have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. And yes, sir, that one drops. 10 points in the game for Kyle Korver.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Here's G. Here's Marjanovic. Lays it up and banks it in. 6 points for him.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit, and I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. A different look for Milwaukee. Here's Lillard. He has 7. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard. That's his first foul. Ennis. And that's not going to go. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. The Bucks on top, up by 2. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, they called the right plays, and then they executed them. Great job in the first half. That's why they were so efficient, and they shot so accurately. The defense threw a number of different looks at them, but they were always prepared because they were cool, calm, and efficient.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. Klay Thompson is out there with Damian Lillard. Then it's Kaminsky, then it's Ibaka, and it's Leonard in at the small forward position. Here's Shorty. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. On the wing, Dang. Here's the 3. No luck. Great D that time from Leonard. Bucks leading by 4. Well, the Bucks made huge strides as a team last season. Greg, most of it came from them establishing themselves as a top-tier defensive team.
And Kevin, as you know, that's really where it starts for all the elite teams. And the Bucks defensively were very strong. You look at the metrics that measure a lot of the defensive categories. Bucks finished with the second best defensive rating in the NBA.
Here's Shorty. Favors with a screen on Lillard. Shorty the pass to Favors. Here's Marjanovic. And the layup's good off the glass. 8 points for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Leonard. 8 points for him. Here's Kaminsky. He trains the turnaround jump shot. Kaminsky's got his first basket. Pacers trail by 5. Here's Shorty. Dishes to Favors. And the rejection by Ibaka. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Ibaka.
Timeout charge to the Pacers.
And the Pacers call time here. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Fenn to his game every year, you forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
Here's Shorty, just 5 to shoot. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Tell you what, shooting 20% to start the second half doesn't bode well for how this will play out for this squad.
Poked away and stolen by Favors. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Favors with the screen. Shorty the pass to Favors. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And for Favors and his youth, he has made big strides. And in a few years' time could be one of the more dominant bigs in our league. And guys, with Favors, his development, you know, you forget sometimes it takes big men a little longer to figure it out. I mean, he's certainly been putting it together here the last few seasons.
Love's check in for Milwaukee. Now here's Lillard. He has 7. Love outside. From 12 feet out. Can't hit, so Indiana will take it the other way. Dang passes to Shorty. Outside Favors. Passes it to G. Here's Marjanovic. The shot is off. Great D that time from Leonard. Love up top. Here's the break. On up the court. Bank shot. No good.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, really turned it from a simple, straightforward look into a very difficult shot.
They set the pick. Bang for 3. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Milwaukee leading by 3. Now here's Lillard. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. It's stolen by Dang. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Nobody near Leonard. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And that's now 10 points for Leonard.
Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that effort.
Here is Love, following the score by Luol Deng. Love dishes to Ibaka. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. Well, so much great defense has come from the shooting guard position over the years. And here's a rundown of the players wreaking havoc at that spot this year. You look at G. Opposing teams always need to know where he is on the court.
You know, you watch him on a game-in, game-out basis, and he just puts on a clinic defensively, both in terms of effort and technique at that off-guard spot.
Well, it's the combination of the all-out effort and the flawless technique you just talked about. I mean, that's allowed him to climb that list. I mean, he's rightfully regarded as one of the league's toughest defenders.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana.
And one bright note for the Pacers last season was the play of their bench. Adding Rodney Stuckey was a huge boost for them.
Now, here's Thompson. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Lillard attacking. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
And Stuckey led the charge for the Pacers bench, Greg, as you were talking about. But all around the reserves, Clark, were fantastic on the Pacers.
Yeah, third in the league at almost 41 points per game off the bench. First in the NBA in bench rebounding, and top 10 in field goal percentage as a bench.
A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
Boy, I tell you what, I really love seeing Thaddeus Young shoot the ball. Left-handers always look a little sweeter stroking it like that.
Now here's Lillard. 10 points for him. It's stolen by G. And now here's Ennis, the fast break opportunity. And Young with the stuff.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And the Bucks with possession here. The Pacers making the shot. Three-pointer, Lillard. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Indiana's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. For the lead. Offensive rebound. There's the dish to Ennis. One second left. It's off.
And now, let's do it for your Pacers.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Pacers shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for Indiana, they've got Favors. Smart is out there with Shorty. Then it's Dang, and it's Young in at the four-man position. Now Evans. After the missed three from Luol Deng, there's the pick. Robinson kicks to Korver. The 10-footer. It's rebounded by Indiana.
I don't know how that one doesn't go in. Nice cushion between him and the defender.
Here's Shorty, covered by Evans. Favors with the screen. Here's Shorty, feeds to Young to take the lead. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
Yeah, and Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
2 on none. No one back to stop this. That's good. And the Pacers lead by 4. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Pacers.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
Outside Dang. He dishes it to Smart. Back to Dang. And Young now, top of the key. Here's Shorty, covered by Evans. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now a 7-point Pacer lead.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. On the wing, Korver. Will it go? And the layup is good.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
And the Pacers call time here.
I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He said, we are this close to finishing them off, but the job is not done yet, and I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well his point got across, guys.
Harrell, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Smooth comes in for Tyreke Evans. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet. Kyle Korver, the most efficient catch-and-shoot jump shooter in the league, and maybe in league history. He tallied the second ever 50-50-90 season a year ago.
Here's Smooth. Tavares. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. They get Derek Favors. The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down. A perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season. And as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17. Also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
She's checked in for Smart. Favors with the ball. Now guarded by Harold. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
He's their coach on the floor. There's no doubt about that. A great communicator, a great teammate, and as you mentioned, Kevin, a tremendous leader.
Smooth passes to Robinson to tie it up. And he sinks the layup. And that ties it up.
And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17. Also, 7-7 at home, 10-10 on the road, 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
4th quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Here's Smooth. The feed to Harrell. To the inside. Here's Korver. And the layup falls. Korver's got the game tied up here for the Bucks.
Just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41.
And the Pacers call time here.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Here's Shorty, covered by Lillard. Here's Shorty, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Damian Lillard.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Now here's Leonard. Back to Lillard. Pocket 6. Love outside to take the lead. Shot is off. And Indiana will come the other way. We've got 1:23 left in the 4th quarter. Thompson against Dang. G kicks to Dang. Bullseye. And the Pacers lead by 4. 1:11 left to play in the final quarter. Leonard against Dang. 14 feet away. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're up by 2. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter.
We got a 2-point ball. I need everyone on your feet right now. Let's bring this one home. On your feet.
1:02 left to play in the final quarter. Bucks have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Lillard dishes to Ibaka. He kicks it to Love. 6 to shoot. Fires it up. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
Lillard. And again, the Bucks miss. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
Exactly. I mean, you got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they free throws.
And the second of 2 is good. That puts them up by 5. Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 5. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Milwaukee making a switch here. "20 seconds left in the game. Outside Leonard from deep. Good. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Boy, it's a scary sight when Kawhi Leonard starts lighting it up like this.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And he does get the second one. And that makes it a 3-point lead. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 3. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Poked away. Here's Lillard, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
Taking 2 shots.
And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Timeout called, the Bucks. They're down by 4. Just 2 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, pure desperation right now, Clark. You think there's enough time?
I doubt it. I mean, it's clear what they've got to do. Quick shot, foul, and they need some cooperation with some missed free throws.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan play. Derek Favors. Let's get your opinion.